What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up, you guys? Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Come on in the room. Let me know who do we have on today. Today is one of those days where I am out a lot, doing things, making sure things get done before Aria Live tonight. So I'm excited. I haven't did anything yet towards Aria Live. I'm trying not to worry myself about it. Know that it's gonna be good and it's gonna be fine. But those are a few things on my mind. Who do we have? Who do we have right now?
Get your energy up, but
I sound tired.
hell.
Well, I might be tired. You're not tired?
Oh, ready to go.
Okay, come on, energy.
Ready to
Got a lot of energy.
Can go.
Oh,
Man, I can't fix this, man.
Oh,
I can't get my thing.
You need help, don't you?
I can't get my thing to act right now.
Okay. It sounds like you need me. I like it when you need me.
No, I don't need you. I can figure it out.
Figure it out, dear. Figure it out. Let's go. You got it? You figured it out?
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's get it. What's up, Jetson?
Mr.
What's up, Rita?
I see you. I can't edit it, man.
Because you're probably already fine.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. So my name is Ashley Denmark.
My name is Antonio Denmark.
We are
the Denmarks.
We're the Denmarks. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're the Denmarks. We are husband and wife duo. We invest in real estate. Yesterday was so cool for us because absolutely, Jetson, we'll see you tonight. Absolutely.
Yes.
REI Live Birmingham. It's going down tonight. Before I jump into my segue, I want to talk a little bit about REI Live Birmingham and how special that's going to be tonight. We're going to have Tyrone Haggard. He's going to be in the building, and he's just not your ordinary investor.
Far from it.
He is not your ordinary investor. He's not your ordinary flipper. He really takes flipping to the next level when it comes to transforming communities, when it comes to really understanding the different, well, not even the difference, but understanding how to pull together the inspector side, the home builder side, the investor side, and the realtor side. So it's not many times where you get someone that has
all of those credentials.
And not
license
just
credentials.
Yeah,
not just saying I did it, but like
credentials.
paperwork
Absolutely.
that says he's a master at them things.
Absolutely. So I can't be more excited to find out exactly what his 4 pillars are when it comes to transforming communities and just hearing from him because he's really amazing. So make sure you're at REI Live. Why are you looking at me like that? I can see you,
Oh, my bad.
If you are in the Birmingham or surrounding areas, make sure you come in tonight to REI Live Birmingham. Network, get in the room. Like, it's seriously so much magic in the room. I don't know how many times I can stress that there is literally magic in the room. Like, there's magic when you are networking, when you are meeting people, when you are learning. You never know everything, all right? You never can know everything. There's not a time where I'm not at an REI Live event where I'm not learning something new. All right. So if I, your trainer, can learn something new, absolutely you can learn something new. All right.
You done with your tangent? You done with the whole tangent?
Let's go. Y'all tell Antonio to get his energy up.
You want like a whole tangent.
Energy up.
Like that is not what this
it's not. You want to start off with this first?
Huh. It's not about that neither, but I guess we gotta
do
it now. So yesterday we went to a networking event in Montgomery. Shout out to Mr. Chris Thomas.
Absolutely, Gilberto Herrera. Absolutely.
Making the connection. We had a great time in Montgomery yesterday.
We were at the Network and Chill meetup.
Just talk. Go. You want to talk? Go.
We were at the Network and Chill meetup, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Just meeting new people, being in a room with like-minded people. That's 2-1. Being in a room with like-minded people, from all different avenues of entrepreneurship. So we did meet a few investors there last night, but it was people from everywhere. We bumped into a young lady that does trademarks.
You're going left.
I'm going left.
Yes, let's get this so we can get to the train.
We're getting me right.
Like what you're doing ain't even necessary. Like you're folding up to pull one out. Like
okay, tell them what I'm doing.
So yesterday at the meet and greet, we decided that we're going to give one of our tickets away to our conference that's coming up July 26th and 27th. So we're going to give that ticket away live on air so that somebody can come to the conference for free, get in the room, get in the building, learn how to get some business funding, learn how to find deals. Let's go on the bus tour with them and let's have some fun. So let me just pick that because you're doing no, like you done did too much.
You knocking stuff out.
All that you did for no reason. All right, boom. And the winner is.
Oh, come on. Oh, Brandy Sumter.
Yes, Brandy Sumter is our first place winner.
Yay.
Only one more for a backup.
Okay, backup.
So we go to our backup sometime.
We do. Just in case they're out of town.
So this is the backup. Brandy won the free ticket. This is the backup if Brandy says she can't make it for some reason.
Kayla Grace. Absolutely. Come on, Kayla and Brandy. Let me put 2 and 1. Deal.
All right, let's go. Let's talk about these refinances now.
All right. So, what's up, Rod? Y'all ready to go? Y'all know Antonio is about to talk about what I just have not did.
What you didn't do? I didn't say you ain't go live.
No, I'm live in the group.
What you do? You didn't send the slideshow over there?
That's not what. Mind your business. I got this. Now I didn't do something, but we good now. We cooking.
Woo, yeah, it's hard work with your spouse, boy. Listen here. Before you do it, think twice.
No, all right? You don't. No, you do not. Yeah. That is a mess. All right. So I know cash out refinances are near and dear to your heart, Sonio. You don't think so?
I don't think there's a lot of other things near and dear to my heart than cash out refinance.
Okay.
Now I understand them. I like them as a tool, but I mean, near and dear to my heart wasn't a good example.
All right. Well, let's talk about some cash out refinances. You guys drop your questions. What's up? Drop your questions in the chat.
See you, Brandon. I see you.
Absolutely. Drop your questions in the chat as we're going through this training. If you guys have any questions or want us to go in a little bit more depth or have a specific scenario you want us to kind of walk through. All right. So let's first talk about what is hard money, because when we're doing cash out refinancing, we are doing it with hard money. So first, hard money is a non-traditional bank that lends based on the asset. So they want to make sure that it's a deal and that the asset is a deal before they lend on it. All right. They don't require a lot of documentation, but they do require quite a few documentations.
So and a lot of this is comparing when you're comparing getting a loan with a traditional lender.
Yes.
So compared to a traditional lender, they're not asking for nowhere near as many documentation as a traditional lender would ask.
Absolutely. So there's no limit to the number of deals as long as your finances support it. You can close pretty quickly versus your traditional lenders. And I think the best part about it is it doesn't report to your personal credit. And when you are doing refinances with hard money lenders,
which is what we focus on today,
yeah, there's little to no seasoning required. Absolutely no. I was saying if you need to see it, it's right there.
Oh, let's say that then.
You are ridiculous. All right. So, what do the hard money lenders want to know? They want to know: do you have a deal? Do you have money in the bank? Is your credit score above a 600? And most importantly, do you have an LLC?
Um, Understand that with hard money, you can also do fix and flip loans. Now, we're not going to go into fix and flip loans today, but just know that you can use them. And we did a training on fix and flip loans. If they want that replay, what would you say? Put
Fix and flip.
Fix and flip. If you want to train on fix and flip replay on fix and flip loans, put that in the chat. We'll send that replay to you. But we're mainly focusing on refinances. All right, and a different type of refinances. So let's go.
I see you, Jetson. I got you. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that. Absolutely.
Great question. The question was, can we get 30-year loans?
Absolutely.
Great question. Great question. We're going to talk about it, so stay tuned.
So hard money lenders are concerned with the value of the property more so than they are concerned with your credit. They often lend to borrowers that have average credit scores. So no, they're not lending if your credit score is in the 500s, but if you're at between 600 and up, then you have room to be able to get a refinance or hard money loans. Hard money loans are also short and long. There's short-term options and there's long-term options when it comes to
the
hard
refinance.
money loans. Yeah. And your interest rates are going to be slightly higher than your traditional loans. All right. You look like you were about to say something. Mm-mm. All right. So we're not going to talk about fix and flips, but just so you can get a broad idea.
Or new construction or multifamily.
Just so you can get a broad idea, these are all the different options that hard money lenders
have available to
you. Yeah. Great job, Tanya.
I know.
What's a refinance, Antonio?
So what is a refinance? Y'all will be honest with you. I was probably about 4 to 5 years into real estate before I truly understood what a refinance was. Like you counting?
Well, I was 7 years.
Like I didn't understand what a refinance was, and it never made sense to me on why anyone would refinance on the property. And I'm not ashamed to say it. It was just a part of my learning curve because I was doing so much in cash and low end and rental properties that I never had to really understand that part. But it took me a long time to understand what a refinance is. So to break it down to its lowest common denominator, a refinance is when a new loan replaces an existing loan, or it's a loan used to leverage free and clear properties. Mm-hmm. All right. So if you have a loan on the property, you can refinance on the property, which refinance means get a new loan.
Pay off the old
lender. And now you can either lower your payments, you can get shorter terms. So there's different reasons to refinance. But the concept of refinance is you're getting a new loan to replace your old loan if you have one. All right. I didn't understand that. Even if you have 2 loans and you get one new loan, you can pay off both those loans that you had in the beginning. So that's one of the things that I just did not understand. It just did not make sense. But now I completely understand it. So if you don't understand it, we can go in more detail about it because I don't want you to be like me.
Absolutely.
You with us, or you just doing what you do?
It's okay. I was trying to do at everyone in the group. All right, let's talk about the types of refinances.
All right, so there's 2 main type of refinance.
There's only one that I like. Can you guess which one that I like?
You like cash out.
I like cash out. I want my cash in hand immediately. I don't want to leave my money into a deal. I need my cash today, not tomorrow. So yeah, I like the cash out refinance. And that's when you leave the closing table with the check or wire, but you leave the closing table with money so that you can be able to use it to do another deal. Whatever you want to do with it, it's yours at that point. But I like cash out refinances. But
I like rate and term.
He likes rate and term.
All right. So a rate and term refinance is when you're not looking for cash back, you're looking to either lower your payments, you're looking to extend or shorten your loan terms for different reasons. And the reason I like rate and term refinances is because in the ex flipper method, we normally have two loans on our properties. And with the rate and term refinance, you get higher leverage.
Yeah.
Meaning, if my house is worth $100,000, they'll do a refinance up to $80,000 for a rate and term refinance, compared to a cash out refinance.
The max is 75%.
The max is 75%.
Yeah.
So if I have a rated term, I can get higher leverage on my property compared to a cash out refinance. Both of them are good. Both of them can be used the best way possible.
Yeah, they both have a need when you're doing it. So you just have to determine, okay, where am I in this deal, and what works the best with this deal. If you don't want to leave your cash in and you have it appraised for enough to be able to cash out, I think that part is important. Then yeah, you can pull out that cash. All right. So, of the refinance loans, there are two different types that we work with a lot, and that's the bridge loan and the 30-year loan. The bridge loans are your shorter refinance loans where the terms are really small. It's between 12 to 18 months, and you can do a cash out refinance with it, or you can do a rate and term with it on that bridge loan.
So the thing that you want to know about bridge loans is bridge loans work very similar to fix and flip loans. The only difference is that for bridge loans, the property has been rehabbed. There isn't any more rehab need to be done to the property. The property's already been rehabbed, and you're getting a interest only loan on that property.
Yeah, that's very important. It is an interest only loan.
So understand with the bridge loan, we put a DSCR in there. We'll put that
we didn't. Okay.
With the bridge loan, short term, 12 to 18 months. And it's mainly used when you are trying to wait out a seasoning period on a property. All right. So understand that bridge loans are useful when needed.
Absolutely. I just lost my train of thought. They're very useful when needed, and we like to use bridge loans when we have a tenant buyer that looks like they'll be able to buy in 6 months, usually between 6 to 9 months. Then we feel confident about doing a 12 to 18-month bridge loan because we know that they're getting ready to buy, and we don't want to get hit with any penalties for selling fast if we do a 30-year loan. All right.
All right. So a 30-year loan. Yes, Judson, hard money lenders would give you a 30-year loan for a rental refinance.
Absolutely.
Just like a traditional lender will, they will give you a 30-year loan fixed rate. All right.
Not interest only like your bridge loan. 30 years is a fixed rate.
Yeah. So understand one of the biggest differences is the 30-year loan is longer. That's obvious. Mm-hmm. But also, when you make your payment on a 30-year loan, you're going to pay your principal, interest, and taxes on that. So you're actually paying down your principal in a 30-year loan. In the bridge loan, is interest only.
Exactly what you borrowed is exactly what you're going to owe when it's time to pay it off.
All right. Chris put, can you get a loan just to fix a property that you already have? Yes, you can, Chris. Mm-hmm. You can get just a rehab only loan. There are not a lot of lenders who will do just rehab only, mainly because of the loan size.
Because the amount.
Yes, most lenders don't want to lend under $100,000 when you are doing a hard money loan. Now, there are some lenders that I have relationships with that will do, that has no minimum on their loan amount, right, but they are very tough to deal with. They're not your easygoing hard money lenders.
They're not the smoothest process.
So to answer your question, yes, that's called a rehab only loan. So that's not necessarily a refinance loan. It's a rehab only loan.
Great question. All right. So some of the qualifications, I know Justin, you were asking, what do they want to see?
When we get to the examples, let me use Chris's question as an example of how to make it work. Just remind me.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So bridge loan, you got to fill out the loan application. They want a photo ID. They want your entity documents. They want to make sure that you're in good standings, that your entity is in good standing. So they want 2 months of bank statements showing you have cash in the bank. With the bridge loan, it's less than with the 30-year. They want to see, what do you own? Do you have any schedules of real estate that you own? Do you own any properties? Have you flipped any properties within the last few years? Like, what does your real estate portfolio look like? Is what they want to know. It doesn't mean that they won't do the deal with you because you don't own anything, because you have to start somewhere, but they do want to know what your experience level is. All right. You have to have insurance. With the bridge loan, then with the bridge loan, the minimum is about a 600 credit score with a minimum of about 7,000 in the bank in your reserves.
And one thing I do want you guys to understand, that when you do a bridge loan, that is that's for lower credit scores. So credit score isn't as important in a bridge loan as it is in a 30-year loan. All right. So on a 30-year loan, you need at least a 640 to get in the door, but at least 660 to 700 to get some good terms and interest rates. All right. So there's two big differences when it comes to a bridge in the 30. Start with credit. So yes, credit is important when you are doing a refinance loan.
Absolutely.
All right.
Chris said, can the reserves be on a credit card? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
They don't want to know that you're taking out a loan from someone else to pay them. So if your reserves are on a credit card, you need to liquidate them and they need to be in your account, and it needs to be seasoning in that account for at least 2 bank statements.
Yep. The other thing about the 30-year loan that I want you to pay attention to is, even if you're getting cash out of the bank, they still want you to have, even if you're getting a cash out refinance on the 30-year loan, they still want you to have about 10% of that loan in the bank. They've really tightened up on that lately. It's not like it used to be where you could just get a cash out refinance and they'll use that cash out you're getting as your money in the bank. They want you to have money in the bank and they're gonna still give you back money. At least 10%. So like the last 2 loans we've done $140,000, $150,000 refinances. We've had to have $15,000 in the bank. Not on the credit card, but in the bank as reserve. Absolutely. That's how they're protecting themselves.
So Chris asked Judson asked a really good question on, we didn't talk about this, the balloons, the 5 to 7 year. He said, what is the benefits of each balloon term?
All right. So the benefit of the balloon is usually twofold. Usually your interest rates are going to vary based off of the balloon. All right. So if you have the shorter the balloon, the lower the interest rate. All right. Also, when you're doing a balloon, that's going to adjust your prepayment penalty. So when you do 30-year loans, you're going to have prepayment penalties. So when you do a prepayment penalty, you're going to have fees if you sell it early. So if you do a 30-year amortization fixed rate, usually you're going to get a step down prepayment penalty, meaning 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the amount of points you'll have to pay if you pay it off early. Yes. If you pay that loan off in year 1, it's 5 points. Year 2,
4 points.
Year 3,
3 points.
Year 2,
2 points.
Year 5, 1 point. I think I said that. Y'all got what I was trying to say. But if you do a 5-year balloon, most of the time your prepayment starts at 3 points. So I think I said that earlier. So if you do a 5-year, your interest rate is usually higher because your prepayment penalty is lower. So understand, and your leverage can adjust on those things also.
That was a really good question.
Okay.
Let me make sure. Okay. Another question was, Will a better credit score help lower interest?
Yes. Your the higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate is. Also, the lower your leverage on the property, the lower your interest rate. If you're doing a refinance at 50% of value, you're going to get a really good interest rate. But if you're doing a refinance at 80% the value, you're going to get a higher interest rates. So those are things that makes the interest rate fluctuate. Your credit score, your leverage, your experience, your money in the bank,
Money in the bank.
all those things adjust the actual interest rate on your loan.
All right. You want to talk about Chris' example first, or you want to talk about this example?
Let me talk about Chris' example first.
Okay.
All right. So, Chris, your question was, can you get just a fix and flip property? Can you get a fix and flip loan on a property you already own? Yes. But when you get that rehab only loan, what I would do is I would get a rehab only loan in the beginning. But I would, once I fix the property up, then I would turn around and refinance into a 30-year loan and pay off that fix and flip loan. That fix and flip loan is going to be for a short term. So let's easy 100,000 is an easy number. Let's say that you need $50,000 in repairs. You get a rehab only loan, which is a interest only loan, which is more than likely for a 6-month window on those type of loans. Once you finish rehabbing that property, now you can go get a 30-year loan at 75% because you're gonna be doing a cash out refinance. So that $75,000 new loan will pay off that $50,000 loan, that rehab only loan, but it'll also put some money in your pocket. Now I won't put 25,000 in your pocket
because it's fees. You're gonna have your closing fees. You're gonna have your payments. They may want a few payments in reserve.
Yes.
Depending on the lender, some may want 4 months payments in reserve. Some may want 6. It kind of really depends on the lender.
But in a situation like that, you'll be looking at least $15,000 to $20,000 cash out. So that's how I would use a refinance in that particular situation. Is I would get into it on a rehab only loan, fix it up, refinance, pay off that rehab only loan. Now I got long-term debt. Now I'm cash flowing on my property. Ooh, I forgot to say something. Go back to bridge loan and 30-year. Now I'm cash flowing on that property and I have a long-term tenant in the property, whether I'm doing Section 8 like we talked about last week, or I'm doing something creative to make the tenant pay down that mortgage. One key thing between a bridge loan and a 30-year loan is, do you have a tenant?
Yes, absolutely. So with the bridge loan, you don't necessarily have to have a tenant, but on a 30-year loan, they are not refinancing today without a tenant. So you have to have a tenant in place. And in fact, if you don't have a tenant in place, they're not gonna give you the leverage, which means you could be coming to closing. If they will allow you to refinance, you're going to come to close and potentially bring in money versus having a cash out refinance or doing the terms.
I totally agree. So understand, bridge, the 30-year loan is for more stabilized properties. You got a tenant in there, and you can show that they paid some rent
or getting ready to pay some
rent. But bridge loan, some investors use the bridge loan if they are on the market and they haven't sold yet. They'll refinance their fix and flip loan into a bridge loan. Usually bridge loan interest rates are a tad lower than a fix and flip loan because the property's already finished being remodeled.
Yeah.
So these are not fix and flip loans. These are after you have the property and you rehab the property. These are things that you can do to either pay off your first lender or get higher leverage on your property.
Absolutely. All right. Let's talk about this example. This is a recent refinance that we did. The appraisal came back at $197,000. The the refinance was 75% of the value, so that was $147,750. The interest rate for this 30-year refinance was 8%.
And this is like last 30 days, y'all.
This is in the last 2 weeks.
So understand that's an interest rate that you would get close to today's rate.
Absolutely. Monthly payments are going to be for $1,343, and then the debt that had to be paid off from the previous lenders was $155,500. The gross cash out was $32,248.28.
The debt to pay off is what, 155.
Well, it was the estimated on the. I pulled it from my term sheet. What did it end up being?
That the debt to pay off on that one was, because we bought it for 65, we put 44. It was like 110 or something like that.
Oh, okay, my typo.
Yeah, typo. So that ain't 155. So the original debt was like 110 or something like that on the property that was in a fix and flip loan. Then we refinanced. That's when we got the gross cash out.
It couldn't be 155. The doggone loan amount 147. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah,
typo.
That's definitely
it's all right.
Typo.
Crit, what's the best way to get cash off your calls? We'll talk about that on the coaching call, Chris.
Absolutely.
So this is a good example. So now we have this property rented out for, I think, $1,600.
Mm-hmm.
We got this property rented out for $1,600. We're cash flowing. We got $32,000 back on the cash out refinance. So we've already won. If you buy it right and you rehab it, you can refinance and make money. Like, we didn't even have to sell this property to make money.
Right.
All right. And understand what we're saying.
And I think a lot of times we feel like we have to sell in order to make some cash because we want to make 20, 30,000 from a sale, when actually you can hold this property longer. Don't pay short-term capital gains because you're holding it, and still be able to put some money in your pocket because you are refinancing it versus selling it. And I know sometimes it does feel good to sell, but it feels even better to have a property that's building more equity, that's building cash flow, and I'm able to tap into the funds the same way I would have had I flipped it. I probably would have only made 20 or 30,000. And that's not including the home inspection, what comes back from the home inspection, making those repairs, paying your realtor fees. Like, there's a lot of money that go out where you think you're going to make 30,000 and it end up being 10 and 11. So make sure that you're doing the best thing for you. And then when you're flipping it, you're paying short-term capital gains.
Yep, that's big.
So you thought you made some money. Come tax season, you got to pay it back, and you already spent it.
If you don't get nothing else from us, understand that there's 2 phases of money. Phase 1 is learning how to make money. All right. You want to learn how to make money. You want to create your business. You want to do all those good things. Phase 2 is learning how to keep your money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's no use of going out there making a whole lot of money if you're not preparing yourself on how to keep the money from a tax situation. Yes, we love Uncle Sam and we love paying taxes, but we don't want to pay any more or any less than we have to. It's just how it works. So understand that by not flipping everything, you can avoid some things when it comes to taxes, and keeping it actually help you in the long term on your taxes.
Absolutely.
Because you get depreciation and you get all other type of things from holding real estate. The taxes are made for people who want to do real estate and hold it. Mm-hmm. All right. It's made for entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm. Severina said, hey guys, we've been in our home for 8 years and we want to get cash out. Do we refinance or get an equity loan? We want cash in our pockets.
Before you answer that question.
Okay.
All right. The first thing I want to say is that with a hard money lender, mm-hmm. hard money is only used for investment properties. Mm-hmm. Hard money lenders will not lend to a property that you're living in. Yes. Right? So just keep that in mind. You cannot use hard money if you're living in the property yourself. Yes. It needs to be an investment property. So now let's answer her question. With
that being said, you won't go to a hard money lender to refinance this property. You will go to one of your traditional lenders, and you can refinance it depending on how much equity you have, or you can pull out a line of credit. Either one of them I think is really a good job, but I would see what are your rates, how much money you will get if you did a cash out refinance versus if you did a line of credit.
Now, if I had to choose between the two, my back against the wall, I'm probably going to choose a HELOC.
Every time.
I'm going to choose a HELOC because when I do the HELOC, it doesn't affect my first loan. Like whatever my interest, if I'm locked into a good interest rate, 2-3%, I'm good.
I'm staying there.
I'm staying there. I like that. I've been paying down my principal and interest on my house since I've been living there for how long?
8 years.
8 years. So now you're paying good into your principal. I would not want to mess that up. I would go more HELOC so that I can tap into that equity and only pay
what I use. Yeah. Only pay what I use. All right. Y'all got any more questions?
We didn't put it in here, but when you're doing a 30-year loan, there's something called a DSCR,
debt service coverage ratio. Debt service coverage ratio.
And you have to have at least a 1-to-1, ideally a 1-to-2 debt service coverage ratio in order to refinance on a 30-year loan. So keep in mind that's a big factor when you are going to refinance. You got to make sure your rents are high enough to cover your mortgage payments and have some cash flow.
Absolutely.
Bridge loan, they don't care. But the 30-year, they are definitely going to make sure that you have a good DSCR.
Absolutely. Ron said, how long do you need to own a property before selling to avoid capital gains taxes?
A year and a day. As long as you, and it's not, so understand capital gain is not just on real estate. Capital gains is on assets. It's on stock. It's on investments. If you have that investment, like day traders, they pay a lot in capital gains because they don't have their, I don't know what's the word. They don't have their stocks long enough for a year and a day. So understand that. Yes, you got to have from the time you bought the property
to the time
you sell it. That's how you avoid the capital gains.
Yep. Jetson said, can you pull cash out with a DSCR?
Yes. So DSCR is only a component in the 30-year cash out. So when you do your 30-year loan, DSCR is a box that just has to be checked, and it affects your rate also. So the higher your DSCR, the better rate you get. The lower your DSCR, the less your rate you get. So it's just the box when you are refinancing.
Absolutely.
Great questions.
These are some really good questions. Really good questions. All right. Drop them in if you have some more. If not, make sure you're at REI Live today. Doors open at 5:30. Event starts at 6 p.m. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking like what's another refinance situation?
Oh, you were in like deep thought. Sheesh.
If you own a property free and clear, getting the cash out refinance is a good option too. So let's hypothetically say, hey, you own a rental property and it's worth $100,000. You can go get a cash out refinance at 75%, and you can take that 75,000 and go buy more properties. You can take that 75,000 and go flip you 1 or 2 houses. So you can, if you got a property that you already own, don't be afraid to leverage it to make more money. Your tenant is still going to pay, and ideally your tenant is going to pay that mortgage. Yeah. So yes, you might lose some cash. You're going to lose some cash flow. Yeah. But if you have $75,000 cash to go out and make some more investments.
Yeah. Say you use that $75,000 and you bought 3 more income producing properties. So now you got cash flow coming from 3 different ways, not including the one that's paying the note. Like you just increase your cash flow drastically.
And not to mention, this is the part that a lot of us don't see. Now you got 3 more assets that you can go get cash out refinances on
each.
So if you take 75,000 and go buy 3 more assets, now you got 3 assets that you can go leverage to get more assets.
All right. Is there a minimum value of a property to pull the cash out?
Yes. So the minimum value is $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason the minimum value is $100,000 is because the minimum loan amount is $75,000. So compared to fix and flip loans, um, you can go down to 50, even lower. But with a cash out refinance, I don't know anybody that will do less than a $75,000 loan on cash out refinance.
Unless they're a private lender.
Unless they're a private lender. The other way that you can do properties that have values of less than 100 is if you do a blanket loan and you put three of them together. Mm-hmm. Now, if you take three properties, lower end properties, and put them together, now you can present that as a cash out refinance or a 30-year refinance loan. But just if it's under 100,000, do not value wise, do not expect to get a long-term loan on it.
Absolutely.
Now you can get a bridge loan on those situations. You just can't get a 30-year loan
on it. Yeah. All right.
All right. You good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, we're gonna roll out of here. See y'all tonight. Make sure you get your tickets to the conference. We got some early bird tickets left.
Go to Eventbrite. Go to Eventbrite. Crack the code to real estate investing. Type in REI Decoded Summit. Tickets are on Eventbrite. We can't wait to see you. Anything else you want to say before we go, Tanya?
Nope. Feel get me a haircut for REI Live tonight. I don't know what I'm wearing, so I'll find something to wear.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. But shout out to my Montgomery people, man. We love y'all.
Absolutely. We enjoyed y'all yesterday. Love you. Peace.